Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Seattle Stitcher. My name is Megan. You can find me on Instagram as Megan_Babauta_ on Ravelry as Mama Made VM. You can reach out to me at theseattlestitcher@gmail.com. And if you have a Goodreads, any of those other good accounts, I will have those all linked down below and you can find me in those places as well. So as I say, you are all very, very welcome here. So I didn't get very much done in the past couple weeks, I'm not gonna lie, so this will probably be a very short video. I'll get more into that in the personal life stuff at the very end, but as you guys know, I just kind of like to hop right in and start with my starts, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so start number one is actually a fail, and to be honest, I wanted to show it because I feel like it's important to show you guys, like, it's okay to fail. Like, sometimes things just don't work out. And this is totally one of those cases. So I did go ahead and pull out this pattern, which I purchased the pattern quite some time ago at my LNS, which is Thread Needle Street. And this is Praiseworthy Stitches, Esmeralda's, what is it? Academy of Charms. It's a very cutesy pattern, I guess is what I would call it if I were to say it had a style. It's a little bit more spooky because the little trees and stuff, and I think that's kind of what drew me to it, but the real kicker for me was it says Hocus Pocus up in the corner here, and I love Hocus Pocus. I am a child of the 90s, so that movie is totally nostalgic for me, and I watch it every single year on Halloween, and I love it. So I wanted to get this, but I wasn't willing to invest in it and buy all the fancy flosses, so I decided to go ahead and kit it up with the DMCs. It does have like some cry necks and things, but I decided to opt out of those to try to kind of take away from that cutesy feel of the pattern. Even as well, the gems and any of the charms, I am actually opting to not even put in. I'm gonna stitch in the bats. I'll just pull them from another pattern. I've got plenty of Halloween patterns to pick from, so I'm not too worried about it, but I'm super excited about this one. Here are all the DMCs though. These are the called for. I did already swap out because, okay, so the DMC diamond is very silver, and the moon, the called for color, was almost like a peachy pink color. I decided to go ahead and swap it out with this silvery, kind of almost green hued, but it works. It's 3072 by DMC, so I went ahead and swapped out the moon for that, but that's the only change I've made thus far. And these are all the other DMC colors. So I do have two binder rings because I didn't have one large enough to fit all these. So it's quite a lot of DMCs, but which is kind of a bummer. I went and bought all of these just for the project. Took all the time to get them on thread drops, and then what do? I ended up hating it. So I did pull a Picture This Plus fabric from my stash. This is a 28 count piece of Haunted. My start, I did start at 2/2, and I did start in the upper right hand corner because I really wanted to work on that moon, but that moon was my downfall. So here's my start. And I know what you guys are thinking, like, oh, well, why is that a fail? Listen, it looks good from back here, but the closer she gets, the worse she looks. The diamond, I'm assuming, is what's doing it, because usually my 2/2 stitches don't give me that much of a struggle, but no matter what technique I used on this, it just didn't work for me. I did try railroading, and someone had recommended like the stab and poke method, but that's actually how I stitch because I stitch in a Q-snap. So I tried this very tightly tensioned, I tried it a little bit looser, and for some reason, no matter what, I just couldn't make this look nice. So if anyone has a recommendation for what I should do to kind of alleviate the stress of stitching this dang moon, let me know. Should I just completely just negate the fact that it's with the diamond? Should I just X out that and maybe just stitch it with white? I don't know. But the fabric for this, there we go. That's a true representation of the color. This is, again, Haunted by Picture This Plus. It's amazing. Oh, look at that modeling. It's absolutely stunning. I bought this because I had a pattern that it's called for, so I honestly might just go ahead and use the piece for the original pattern I had picked it out for and cut out these stitches because they just look terrible. I can't make them look nice, so Again, any recommendations, or maybe a recommendation for like an etoile that I can swap it out with that's like this silvery color, let me know in the comments below. But that's my fail. Honestly, I am going to cut out these stitches. I know it doesn't look that bad on camera, but in person they look terrible and it's very evident. And I'm just worried that the house and the trees and everything will look really nice, and then I'll have this moon up in the corner that looks like just awful. It'll look like my 4-year-old was the one who stitched the moon. So I am gonna go ahead and cut those out and retry just another attempt in a different color and see what happens. But yeah, please let me know your suggestions below. I'm honestly gonna put this one back in my kitted up projects and take it out of my starts. So there's my fail. My next start is, I'm in this group chat with some other floss tubers, and one of them is Julie from Julie, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World. She has a Gumroad site, which is under the name Hemlock and Rye, and she does a lot of reproduction pieces, which are absolutely beautiful. But outside of that, she has this uniqueness with her reproductions that I feel is a rarity. Not that every reproduction looks the same, but if you go and check out Hemlock and Rye, you will see some of the most beautifully saturated color samplers you've ever seen. I promise you that. I mean, the color palettes she finds is just amazing. So when she had sent a picture of this pattern here, I'll pop it on the screen. This is the misspelled sampler. When she sent a picture of this, wow. Wow. I mean, give me goosebumps, girlfriend, because it is absolutely beautiful. And for Valentine's Day, my husband was going to be out of town, and he's been out of town all week. So the weekend before, to celebrate, he drove me to my LNS, which is like a good hour drive for me. Because, you know, traffic is like not it in Washington, let me tell you. But he drove me out there. Well, actually, I drove there and he drove back, so we kind of split it. And I kitted up the project with all the called for threads. But these are the called fors. Outside of the fact that, of course, like many other shops, I could not get licorice red, so I went ahead and swapped it for cranberry. And they also didn't have the called for dark brown, so I went ahead and swapped it for German chocolate because it's just a beautiful, warm, dark brown. And can you believe that these are the colors of the original sampler? Julie uses the back of the fabric, which has the closest to the original shade because there's less UV light damage, and usually, you know, these pieces have been in these frames since they were finished, and so she color matches to the most accuracy that she can, and amazing. So I asked her, I messaged her in our group chat and was like, should I just get the called for, like, should I just get the called for, or should I get the DMCs? Because she does give you a DMC conversion. And she was like, honestly, I would get the called for. And I said, say no more. Mother Julie for the win. I will listen to you. So I went ahead and kitted those up, and I'm super happy with that. And here is my start. I chose a 40 count Picture This Plus in the colorway Chalice. And here she is. Oh, so pretty. And this Chalice colorway by Picture This Plus is serving. I'm so obsessed with it. Look at this little bird. Look at how chunky he is. And look at that little tiny, and the border. Oh, it's so beautiful. I just love it. This fabric is, I just can't say it enough. It's absolutely stunning. Let's see if I can get it. It's just this warm honey golden shade mixed with these blotches of a cream, like heavy cream. Oh, it's stunning. It's beautiful, and it works amazing with this color palette. So I definitely recommend, if you're looking to kit this one up, this is beautiful. I also have some friends, because we've started this as a sal, and it's called the misspelled sampler because instead of saying Miss Ann here, when she was writing this, when she was stitching it up, she actually wrote, when my bonds is rotten. So instead of bones, it says bonds. So we kind of like jokingly hashtag this bonds is rotten sal, but feel free to use the hashtag like misspelled sampler sal, because we did go ahead and start it together. And some other people have already joined in, so that's super exciting. Like, I'm obsessed. I'm sorry I'm just going on about it, but I love it so much. It's so pretty. Can't get enough of it. I love it. So that one's been really fun, and honestly, I focused the most on that piece. even though I know I have a like whip of the month that I obviously I try to have a focus piece every month. That was my goal, but that one's kind of stolen my heart for the moment. So with that in mind though, I'll move on to my whips, and my focus piece for this month is let me get the cover photo here for you guys. This is my Lady and the Unicorn by Thea Gouvenier. This is a kitted project, so you purchase this as an entire kit. I will link the kit down below. I think on Amazon right now it is $117 USD. There is an Aida version and a linen version. I have the linen version, and I believe it to be a 28 count linen. I just want to preface this and start by saying, again, the linen comes in this Thea Gouvenier kit. Every single time I show this project, I get a lot of questions about where I bought the linen, or that people love the linen that I chose. I didn't choose it. It came with the kit. That's how beautiful it is. It's absolutely stunning. So I'll pop in a picture of where I was before, and I'll show you guys where I am now. Let me just get out facing the right way. So here I am now. So I pretty much just brought it downwards from the upper left-hand corner and added some of these like blue floral motifs over here. I think I added in some of these leaves. I'm honestly not quite sure. I know I have a picture of it from where I was, so at least I'll be able to show you guys, but isn't this stunning? It's like a painting. It's so beautiful. So my husband called me and I'm not sure where I left off, so I apologize, but I know I was talking about my Thea Gouvenier pattern and just gushing over how absolutely stunning her designs are. It's something about the artistry of the shading within her cross stitches that I really do love. So I do highly recommend. It's a pain in the butt if you have to reorder flosses, but I would suggest getting the DMC floss card that has the actual like thread in it and just color matching. So if you're really close to being like almost complete with a thread, save a little bit of it, check with the card, and I think that's your best bet. I did actually find though, someone emailed me a list of the DMCs, but I only have the list of DMCs that is for this exact kit, the 2021 linen version of the Lady and Unicorn. All of the other Thea Gouvenier kits, I have no idea. Like, I don't know what DMCs they call for, because the actual chart, like the symbols are not the same across all Thea Gouvenier patterns. So again, I just want to stress the linen came with the kit, so I don't know the name of the linen. I apologize. The DMCs, the only list of DMCs I have, if you want it, please email me, but the only one I have is the Thea Gouvenier Lady and Unicorn list. I don't have any of the other patterns, because I noticed as well that I think I confuse people when I say like I have the DMC numbers for these threads. It's only for this kit, so I'm so sorry, but if you're looking for the numbers for the Lady and Unicorn, let me know. I'll get them to you. That was actually my only whip of the week, but I do have some work that I did on my knitting. I actually just pulled out my half and half triangle wrap. Right now, my daughter actually accidentally ripped this off. So right now, I am using the colorway Tobacco. I need to like wet the end of this and wet the other end of my piece and splice it together. So if you rub two wet ends of thread together, you cause enough friction and heat in your hand to actually felt the pieces together. So that's what I do when that happens. Can you tell it happens often? So mine is really close to being finished. I have 40 more rows to go. And it's definitely not going to be a shawl, so I'm honestly actually really disappointed that it's not going to be a shawl, because these are totally my colors. I wear a lot of black and I wear a lot of white, so both of these shades would just go perfectly within my wardrobe. So definitely a big bummer here, but I'm going to use it as a blanket on my couch. And honestly, Binks, the kitten that I found a few months ago now, he loves the smell of this, because there is a ton of lanolin left in this wool. There's also a ton of spinning oil. So when you go and you take this and you soak it in a bathtub, your bathtub will be so dark brown. It's pretty much across the board for any of the the whole super soft coned yarn or even the cakes of yarn. It's just, there's still a lot of spinning oil in this, and that's why it's also so thin and dense packed on this. But after you soak it, it blooms very beautifully, and it also softens up to just a lovely feel and consistency for fabric. So I enjoy this. I just can't wait to have it done. Honestly, I'm really tired of knitting on it. So I can't wait for that one to be done. I do have some acquisitions this week. So first off, I did buy a PDF pattern. I'll pop the PDF pattern here. This is one that I saw actually on Instagram, and someone had posted their finish of it, and it was so beautiful that I had to go and snag it right away. So I did go ahead and go and purchase that. It is a PDF. You can pay through PayPal on the website that I found it on. But the only odd thing is that you don't get your PDF right away. It's a 2 to 3 day wait for your PDF. So I guess I'll see when that comes through, but that's definitely one that I want to start in the spring or potentially just really soon here. I'm thinking actually, although I love these colors, I think I might do a monochromatic version of that. It's just stunning. My other acquisitions are actually some stitchy kindness. So I'll go into the reason behind the stitchy kindness when I get into just personalized stuff at the end. But Bridget the Museum Stitcher, as well as Hollis Hands Creates, Christine, Bridget went and got me a little care package per se, but Christine included a just beautiful card with a lovely note inside for myself. Bridget also left me just a beautiful note. Truly cannot thank you guys enough. It literally made me cry. So Bridget got me Hello Fall by Plum Street Samplers. Isn't that, I mean, sign me up. This is totally a Megan project. I really, really love this one. I think I might have a lot of the called for colors in this, and it actually looks like one, honestly, that I wouldn't mind swapping to DMCs. So super cute. Thank you. Love that. This one, obsessed. I cannot wait to start this. This is Spring Quaker. I've had this in my 1, 2, 3 stitch wish list for quite some time. It's one of those ones that I really love it, but every single time I would put it in my cart, I'd like have tons of other stuff in my cart, and I'd be like, oh, I'll just take that off. But luckily I have an amazing, beautiful friend named Bridget who bought it for me. So I just really love this pattern. I actually almost went back out to my LNS to pick up this pattern, or not pick it up, but kit it up because I love it so much. But it actually ended up snowing on Valentine's Day here in Washington. And so I woke up with snow on the ground and thought, I'm just gonna stay home. And the last thing she picked up for me, which I really love this, is some Fox and Rabbit oyster shell. Isn't that beautiful? And you know, I just picked up that Mystic Pool, that purple shade of Dinky Dyes from Hollis Hands Creates, and wouldn't that just be lovely together? So it's a really nice size piece, and I think I'll be able to do a monochromatic, maybe like a monochromatic Quaker or a sampler on here. I just love this. So I'm really enjoying this, and I think it'll just be a nice piece to use with that Mystic Pool Dinky Dyes color. So that's my idea. That's actually all I have for this week when it comes to cross stitching and knitting, but I do have some personal life updates. So I think you guys will notice this episode particularly is very, very short, and that is because 2 weeks ago, my Uncle Mark was diagnosed with cancer, and he did pass away. So let me get the dates correct. January 25th is when he was diagnosed, and 2 weeks after that, so about 2 weeks ago, is when he passed away. And it was obviously a very short amount of time in between his diagnosis and him passing. So it was very difficult for, you know, the family, my mom and my grandma. And I was sick, so I didn't get to go and visit him. My daughter was sick as well. But I did see him about 2 months before he passed away. And he actually mentioned to me, which I thought it was so strange at the moment that he mentioned it, because he wasn't that kind of person that would be like very affectionate. You know, he wouldn't tell you like, oh, I love you, I'm proud of you, that kind of thing. But he brought up to me, because he came into my work, and he said that he watched all of my YouTube videos, and he was like, I really love what you're doing. And I never even knew trying not to cry. This is like the 5th time I've tried to film this. I never knew my Uncle Mark watched my videos. I'm really glad he got to tell me in some way that he loved me and that he was supporting me. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I'll keep crying. But a special thank you to you guys for your love and support. I got so many lovely messages when I posted to my Instagram story, just praying for him and him finding peace and sending me well wishes, and my grandma well wishes, and my mother. And it's just, thank you so, so much to all of you, because yeah, those messages, I know it's something so small, but it really does make you feel better. And my uncle was never religious, but at the end, he did accept God into his life. So if you also have accepted God into your life, no matter what religious sect that's under, please do say a prayer for him. I know he would love that, and my grandma would love that. So thank you. Yeah. I also wanted to say thank you to everyone who has used my Buy Me a Coffee link. I really do appreciate you guys, and just the monetary support is really, really kind of you. And again, I don't want to mention names because I don't want to invade anyone's privacy. Although if you click on my link, which is always in the description box, you will see who's donated if they choose to make it public. And a lot of you guys leave me really sweet messages with your donations, and that's just lovely when you're in a time of need. So it's been really, really nice. And I'm gonna end this video here because I don't want to ruin my eyeliner. I mean, it looks great, so it'd really be a shame. But I love you all so much, and I can't thank you all enough for your support and what it means to me. It's been a rough couple of weeks, but I'm hoping that I'll kind of get back in the swing of my stitching, and the next video will be better. So thank you for sticking with me, and love you all so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Try not to cry. I don't want to ruin my makeup. Don't cry. You're okay. Okay, so I'm not gonna cry. You can do it.